It reflects the whole county. What are you going to do? Because Andoma Council, you know that term. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Now, the inspectorate might not be the darling of the people. Why? Because they are enforcing the law. You see, as much as people don't like them, they don't do these things because they want to do. Sometimes somebody anauzia kwa barabara, and then they come and tell you to go away. You go to the next road so they have to show some strictness. They have to enforce the law. That is one. So people have to understand what they do. It's according to their duties. They need to enforce the laws so that people's bylaws can be followed. Two, they also need to look at protect people's property. You not want to go and take people's property because you are saying you need. They are there. They need to be strict enough. What should be done is that they should be trained. They should have the best training so that they can know how to handle people, how to have integrity, how to relate with people, so that even if they are doing that to a person, they do it in a humane manner. I also feel that when now we harmonized our payroll and all that, and they are paid according to their levels and according to the work they do, I don't think they will go out and start, like I told you, if people are not motivated, they always look for other ways of motivating themselves or doing crazy things. But I believe that if they are motivated well, they will work well and they will people. But generally, they are not supposed to be very good darlings of people, because when they are very good darlings, there is no law which will be kept. People will do what they want. So for them to enforce the law, we should thank them, because nobody wants to be bad. They do it because they want to do what's supposed to be done of them. Thank you.
Madam Chair, kindly.
Yes,
one more question for the nominee. Mm-hmm. We have imposters, some people who have been discharged from duties or working for the county, and we still have them pretending as county inspectorate officers. Mm-hmm. What we'll do with such? And two, we still have county inspectorate officers who also multitask, believing that they are only law enforcers. But some of them go to the extent or extreme and start collecting money, pretending to be the county clerks. How are you going to work on that to make sure that they do what is entitled for them?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. I sincerely don't have the facts about that. I've also heard it as a rumor because I don't have facts. But what I know will happen is that we are going to have a serious human resource auditing. We are going to audit that human resource so that we can have only the people who are employed by the county, only the people who are employed by the inspectorate are going to be working. So when we get them, now the rest who may be sourcing money or getting money from people, when they know they are not part of that workforce, then they'll be out to face the law. Once they are caught, they'll be out to face the law. But we are going to be very strict on them if they are there. Because once we do the human resource audit, we'll get who is supposed to be there and who is not supposed to be there. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
I have one question, but the question has two parts. Part one, are the inspectorate officers allowed to collect monies from the traders? And are you aware that some of the inspectorate officers go with handicaps to instill fear to our electorate? And do they have powers to put those handicaps on our people? Or else do they have power to arrest? And if they have powers to arrest, where are they supposed to lock the people who are arrested? Do they have their own cells, or they rely with the police cells?
Thank you very much. About collecting revenue, revenue has to be collected. So there's a department which is assigned to collect revenue. The only fact I can say I'm not aware of is whether those who are not in the system are still collecting revenue. But like I've said, is that once the human resource audit is done, we will be able to know who is supposed to do what and who is not supposed to do what. You know, there might be thugs who have gone and bought uniforms and they said they are going to make money from and going to tarnish the name of the inspectorate. We are going to know that once we have the correct number, we will reach out to those thugs. We'll get them and then they'll face the law.
Yes, to conclude my issue is just to inform you in case if you are approved, kindly try your level best to ensure that there is harmony in our towns. We don't want to have a situation whereby the traders and the inspectorate officers becomes enemies. It is very unfair. Secondly, the clients that you serve are the same clients who are served by the elected leaders and other leaders. It is good when there is an issue, consultation is done. Because if you don't do consultation, or if you don't consult, you may find yourself in one hand and the elected leader on another hand, and that will not augur well. So let's ensure the law is meant to serve mwananchi, but not mwananchi to serve the law. Kindly, if you succeed, ensure that we do what is required of us. Thank you.
I assure you that will be done.
Thank you, members. Thank you, Daktari, for that elaborate session you have taken us through. And we have come to the end of this interview or vetting. I'll just ask you whether there's anything you would like to ask us briefly, like 1 second, or even comment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to appreciate the time you have taken to be with me. I thank God I was the number one, and I'm sure my colleagues all over the county are watching to hear what I'm going to say. I'm asking God to help me if I get into it, that I can give my best. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Our Excellency, our Governor, Madam Wavinya Ndeti, for having believed in me to appoint me to such a serious position. And I promise her, once I get this position, I'll not let her down. I'll work to the best of my knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may leave, but before you leave, make sure you get your original documents with you.